this is my floor. I play games here sometimes. Anyway, I'm just gonna jump straight into Genshin. I was planning on doing some character quests today, like nothing too serious. So yeah, I character's dead. Why? Also, not the character I want here. Ba-dum-bum. Bum. Do I know what we have? Ah, no, I do. Okay. Somehow still alive. I don't even know what happened. Like, what did I do for him to get this? Like, I genuinely, I don't remember. That's a good sign. Oh, such peaceful music. Where are we going? Where are we going? I think we're... Nope, not here. This is... base, isn't it? We need to go into that one. What is happening? Wait, I was trying to open up the... so I can see the chat on my phone, but that didn't... it refused to open up for some weird reason. Anyway, let's go. Because I only have one screen, so I can't see anything on this one.
Paimon's trying to remember. What else did we put on our shopping list? Oh, what a mouth-watering smell! Paimon would know the aroma of biryani anywhere. Let's go get some.
That wasn't on the list, was it?
We can still add it to the list.
I mean, food is always good, right? I mean, I don't at all agree with Paimon. No. Okay, yeah, I do. Well, if it isn't Luan and Paimon, wasn't expecting to see you here. Hello there. It's been quite a while.
Oh, so you two are still hanging out together.
That's actually really sweet.
Thought you last time that you were gonna head back to the desert.
I said I was going to resign from being her bodyguard. Not that our friendship was over. We're still best of friends. Only friends? Because, like, this is also, like... Hi! Hey, welcome. Glad to see you here. It's been a while. Hi. Also, just tell me if I'm wrong, yeah? These two also give, like, lesbian ship vibes, right? Just like, we're still the best of friends. After you fought to keep her alive? Tell me I'm wrong. The Homa. Yeah, I'm glad to see you live. Yes, I am glad to see you live, but I'd also like to see you in person. But like, one thing at a time. Welcome either way. Like, I'm wrong. The Homayanis. How do I say that? Anyway. Also, I like the purple hearts. They're cute. They're lovely, but without being too lovey, if that makes sense. Also still post job from time to time. Their pay is always generous, so me and the other merchants never pass them up. Oh, that's her last name. I didn't remember that. I told Daya just our place when she took one of those jobs a few days ago. Yeah, same. Maybe one day I can actually make my own, like, emojis and stuff, or emoticons or whatever they're called. Um, maybe when I keep I don't.
My parents were delighted. They even said that it always felt like we were missing someone whenever day I wasn't around.
That sounds like something they would say, all right. They're always so welcoming. Anyway, the job is already taken care of, so I was gonna head back to the brigades as soon as I finished a little shopping. But the master kept insisting, and I ended up staying for another day. You can stay for as many days as you want, Dea. Father hasn't even gotten around to treating you to his best dishes yet. It's really cute. You know, I'm not the kind of person to stay put in one place like that, my lady. Don't worry, though. There'll always be next time.
But she said you'll treat you to the best dishes. Paimon can't believe you still refused that.
But wait, didn't you say last time that you were gonna take me on a trip to the desert? Why don't you just take me with you today when you leave? I mean, if someone offered to take me into the desert to show me around, I wouldn't. So many places I still haven't visited yet. I'm sorry, my lady, but no can do. There are still a few things I need to take care of back at the brigade. No, no, no. It's all good. Just watch as much as or as little as you feel like. Always, you're always welcome, but you also don't feel pressure. I will upload it to YouTube afterwards anyway, so like if you need to go at a certain point, it's all good. You can watch it somewhere else if you feel like it. Besides, the desert hasn't exactly been the most peaceful lately. Oh, come on, not this again. That's also what you said last time, and the time before that. I know, I'm sorry. Just give me some more time, and I promise I'll plan the best trip for you. Alright. To be perfectly honest, it's not that I wanted to go, it's more like I feel like something is off about you lately. Ever since you first set foot uh, on the estate a few days ago, you've been acting anxious and even paranoid. Also, I need to just read it here. Wait, you let yeah, thank you. I always appreciate you. But yes, yeah, I'm gonna just enjoy the eye candy, I guess, because that is honestly why I chose the story. Anyway, moving on. Have you been delaying our trip because you've run into some kind of trouble? You, you're worrying too much. Would you swear on that? Friends shouldn't lie to each other, you know. I won't pry any further if you're willing to swear on what you've just said. But if something really is bothering you, then you can just tell me. You know I'll help you however I can. Yee, like a good girlfriend. I'm just gonna go with it.
Oh, it looks like Danyazad was onto something.
You're too perceptive, my lady. Seems I can't hide anything from you. I just thought that nothing good could come out of telling you about the messy happenings of mercenaries. Mercenaries? Not mercenaries. They're merchants, but mercenaries. Okay, got it. Different things. Um, Knowing too much only leads to more trouble. Mercenary life is a dog eat dog world where Mora reigns supreme. Everything operates on a completely different set of rules. That's what I just said, though. We're still friends, and I can only support you if I understand what's bothering you. They have such good communication skills. My lady, you're not gonna stop until you drag it out of me, are you? All right, I'll share what I know. Let's go somewhere else first. This isn't exactly the best place for a discussion. Let's go. I thought we were actually going somewhere. Never mind. Okay, let's talk here. We walked like 5 steps, but that's fine. Just try not to draw in extra attention. What about the child in the background? Over here and tell someone who's not supposed to. Maybe not intentionally, but kids talk and they don't understand what they're saying. Or like the implications of what they're saying. Kids are smart, but like sometimes, you know. Um As you may already know, the Emirates have both a lot of mercenaries and a complex organizational structure. Many mercs are no different than me, just going around looking around. My big brigade, big over. Oh my god, words. My brigade. This this word is apparently a nightmare. Anyway, my brigade is called the Blazing Beasts. We're not a large group, but every member is loyal and brave. However, not all Eremite brigades are like mine. Some are willing to cross all kinds of lines for the sake of Mora. The most notorious is a faction known as Deshretzel. Oh, we keep getting back to Desh. I don't really know any of the stories. I should probably just explore that part a bit more too. One of these streams.
The Schwartz relics? Judging from that name, you must really look up to. They must really look up to.
King Deshret. The king. Yeah, cross path with Ein Ahmad. Sure. I'm sorry, I'm butchering these names. They're one of those on the relics banner.
Oh, you mean the group that tried to sell us sell us the divine knowledge capsules? Yeah, they weren't friendly at all.
Deshret's relics is composed of many smaller brigades, like Ein time. The relics headquarters issues orders. What? The relics headquarters issues orders to. Oh, okay. Issues orders to all brigades under its control. I was like, why is there just so many S's at the end of this? What is it saying? I couldn't figure it out. On any other day, I would want nothing to do with them. Unfortunately, though, the brigade uh, that's stirring up trouble now is none other than Dakan al Amar. So they're related, maybe?
The Khan?
I think it means beard or something. Believe me, it's a really stupid name. I found it insufferable for years. Beard? As in, you'll be someone's beard? Anyway, the real issue is that Dakan al Amar is led by my father. Ooh, drama. Tea. Kusaila. Kusaila. Maybe?
See what?
I don't think I made a noise there for a moment. I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety now. But what did they do? I won't go into details, my lady. But they've been involved in a lot of violent incidents. We're talking hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yeah, that's okay. Depending on like the size of the group, that's a lot. But if there's like a lot of them, then maybe not. Like if there's like 10,000 of them, then hundreds, or like if there's 10,000 of them, then a few hundreds isn't that much. But like, I'm assuming they're not that big. Still a lot. It shouldn't be. Like violence is not the answer, but yeah. Yup. The scenes tend to be quite gruesome too. They strip the victims of all their valuables? Valuables before murdering them. So not just violence, just pure murder. Okay. Yeah, definitely not. That's a few hundred, at least a few hundred lives lost. So that's way too many. Um, way too many. Also, I think I need to turn on the AC. Sorry if I suddenly you hear the AC talking. But yeah, that's my AC talking. Anyway, it got really hot. Yeah, it's probably still like 30 degrees out. So yeah, I try not to use the AC as much, but Genshin makes my computer really hot and like makes me scared. um, Not only have they targeted merchant caravans and ordinary citizens, but other mercenary brigades as well. Brigades. That's their own kind. I I see what you mean, but I don't think that should be the issue here. It should just be that they're people. I don't know how Deshret's relic sees it. All I know is that Dakan al Ahmad has become more and more aggressive over the last few years. If I don't do something about them, and then even my brigade or the people of Aru village could become their next target. I just wish what had driven him to do this.
Yeah, how can your father do such a terrible thing?
I don't know. People change. He's always been pretty pathetic, but at least in the past there was still a few lines he wouldn't cross.
That's setting the bar pretty low.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even have anything quippy to say, just yeah. I mean, if he was even remotely decent, why would I have to leave the brigade and cut all ties with him? That's true, and I trust her judgment, so. He cool. He with no real sense of purpose. Instead of doing anything useful, he spent most of his time drinking and chasing up. Yeah. Anyway, that's something. Uh, of course, brigade brigade members was night after night.
Fucking nightmare.
Sorry. What about your mother? Did you ever step in to stop them? Unfortunately, I never knew my mother. Ah, I'm sorry, Daya. Daya, I didn't know. It's all right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles. Didn't I mention that my father was chasing after women? I was the result of one of those encounters with some random person. Well, at least he took the child. Kind of. He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was, and in any case, she never came to see me. Wait, I can understand, like, the mother not knowing who the father is, but it's kind of hard. Unless, like, she was just, like, left at his doorstep one night with, like, a note that said, please take care of your child. But, like, how, like, a baby comes from a certain place, and it's kind of hard to miss. Um, yeah. So I don't understand this. He'd say, you'll be fine as long as you remember to stick with dad. But even then, he left most of the parenting. I'm sorry. Words are hard today. Parenting to the brigade. The one thing I do remember is that he used to tell me stories. I am so almost like my my voice is kind of going, but I need something to let me pour it in my lap, because that's where it's useful. Clumsy, clumsy, clumsy. Yep, terrible taste. I only knew a few stories, and even those tended to be pretty stale. They were tales of desert warriors defeating dragons in the forest, or stories of mercenaries rescuing princesses from the rebel armies. And so you became the mercenary rescuing princesses from rebel armies. That makes sense, though.
Sounds like your typical fairy tales.
More or less, yeah. They were interesting maybe the first or second time around, but after about 20 people dull. You say that, but as a kid, I wanted the same book read to me every single day in cult. Every single night. And if my parents like skipped a line, I would be like, no, 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 you skipped something. I'd force them to go back and read it correctly because I knew it by heart, even if I couldn't read it. So kids like to hear the same things over and over. He seemed to think that those stories were the best thing ever, though. He was so into them that he'd call the whole brigade over and make them perform the whole thing as a play. That's kind of cute, though. Just like this band of Mercenaries, like these tough, raucous people, all just gathering to put on a play for a little kid. It's adorable. Even the toys he gave me would all be story props. I'd get helmets, shields, and toy swords. I can see the problem, but also that's the toys I would want. So it was only much later that I realized that the shows were more for him than they were for me.
What an interesting guy.
But it doesn't sound like he had all bad intentions. Yeah, I've always found him pretty childish, but that was something I could just shrug off. I had no reason to despise him until I grew up and learned the true face of Deshret's relics for myself. Looting, blackmail, violence, fraud. They not only accepted such heinous acts, they would even openly boast about them. No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Instead, my father and his cronies were that needed to be taken down. She, but you figured out that all of this is bad, which is such an achievement, honestly. I know that there are people who do that too, but like, if you don't have people to teach you morals and stuff, it's hard to learn. Did you really think that as long as they didn't do any of that stuff right in front of me, I would never know? I think I can understand your feelings. The difference between perception and reality must have hit hard. Yeah, but don't worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father and left that place behind for good. I'm not investigating them due to any better feelings I still have towards my father. I just want to protect those who are close to me. You just want to find out why they suddenly started to cause so much trouble. Yeah, I told the boys to gather as much information as they could. Most of the reports concern violent incidents, but there are some talk of smuggling. What are they smuggling exactly? I see. But this isn't but isn't this investigation incredibly dangerous? It is, but every mercenary lives life on the edge. Yiri yiri no sekai. It's a lifestyle that I enjoy. That may be true, but it'll be impossible for those who care about you not to worry. Well, now you get why I didn't want to share any of this with you.
What should we do? They both have valid concerns.
Well, sure, but if you're friends and stuff, you're allowed to worry about each other. And it's part of the deal. Like, she's saying that, of course, people will worry about you, but she's like, that's why I didn't want to tell you. But that's exactly why you should tell her. You need to allow the people around you to worry about you and give you advice, and then I guess be there for you when shit hits the fan. But yeah, I'll go back to the desert with a. Hmm? But there's no need for you to know this mess too. A freaking government together. We've got this.
Well, he's super tough, so if he went to the desert with you, then Paimon bets the problem would be solved in no time.
Hmm. I'm inclined to agree. I'd feel a lot more at ease if you took me along to help. You can count on me. I'll wait for news from you in the city until then. Please, stay safe. I'm honored that you care so much for me, my lady. All right then, let's get moving. Our first stop will be the Caravan Ribat, where we can catch up a bit with my fellow mercs. I also like mercs for a mercenary, like the short. Ooh, lion's blood. That's cool. Oh my god, I need health. I just where's the closest? I guess I'll go to this one. I have 50 health at the moment. What? Like I have 50 out of 1500 health. Thank you. And I can't even remember why. What did I do to lose all that health? Did I fall from somewhere? That's most likely. Because, like, if I die, it's most likely because I um, fall from somewhere slash blow something up and thus fall from something. Harun. Hey, Daya. You're back. Are these two friends of yours? It's a pleasure to meet you. I trust Daya with my life. I mean, I would, but that's quite an opening. You know what? Sure. Oh, so you would become like one of us then? That's good to know. Well, anyway, since we've got a newcomer, let me fill you in on what Dakan Al Ahmad has been up to lately. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now have become acceptable targets. Yeah, that's a good way to stay afloat. They even attack other relics brigades just as their brigades. Beasts protect their own. Sounds like they've thrown that straight to the wind. That's right. Once they've collected enough loot of the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade or turn a portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food or weaponry to be used in their next violent operation.
That's terrible.
Oh, sorry. Don't mind me just punching the microphone. Uh,
Yeah.
and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for more. A few days ago, Hisham and I trailed them for a while and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. We were able to learn a few things from the exchange. Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it's probably more accurate to say they're experiencing an internal power struggle. Uh huh. Wait, a power struggle? You heard me right. They're victims of the other brigades of Shrit Relic. Only go. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. That's the only possible explanation we have. It's an internal war. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. It seems they're also trying to keep things under wraps. Makes sense, because it's like if people knew about it, they would seem weak, or like there would be like an opening to take them out and stuff too. Oh, one last thing we discussed was that over the past few years, as the Khan al Ahmad became more and more active, Desert's relics as a whole become a lot weaker. They were able to cause so much damage. That makes things even more confusing. It kind of does. Sounds mighty strange to me too, Harun. You can leave the rest of the investigation to us. Gotta say though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the few days I was gone. Sounds like you were really putting your necks on the line, no? Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. The Khan al Ahmad is your father's crew after all. What he said. Besides, I don't know who this is. Dea, haven't you done more dangerous things than all of us combined? What we did is nothing compared to your experience. Okay, that's fine. That's a voice. Just a bit too low for me. Hmm? Yeah, and while they went to talk with Dakan al Ahmad,
I took a look at the last camp they attacked. Any survivors of the attack were already long gone. There was nothing of value left in the camp.
uh, Hisham and Khalaf, you're here too. I don't know whose voice was who. We rushed over as soon as we saw you coming to the caravan ribat. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears. I'm sensing a special vibe from him. We passed the vibe check. Which is not what I thought I was gonna say from this. Now that we know what now that we know you'll have a capable partner with you, we can also rest easy.
Hey, what about Paimon? Feel anything special?
Oh, you're also planning to tag along with them?
Of course, Paimon is the traveler's most important guide. Wherever he goes, Paimon will follow.
Oh, in that case, then you better take care of her too, Dea.
Don't underestimate Paimon.
Because I heard this thing, um, that in like Paimon's original design, she was supposed to have a spear, which leads me to wonder that if she would be like in the original idea that she would help with the fighting as well, but I'm not sure. Don't worry about her. She may lose, but she's been through just as many battles as the traveler here. Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite formidable. You know what they say? Luck favors the bold? No. Luck favors the prepared. I think you say both, but anyway. I had no idea. I guess I shouldn't judge a book judge by appearances. Oh my god, it's so hard to do low voices.
Oh, one other thing. Dea, when you're free, why don't you update the deputy on your. We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the flame main. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find our crew of rough, unkept guys. To be fair, useful if she could help. Like either with like attacking or like healing or something. um but like to be fair, if I expected to meet Dea and then there was just like random NPCs instead, I'd be like, ah, well, yeah, this is a little bit disappointing. Like Dea. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay, and that really got to him.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry and couldn't make it back in time for the event. Gotta admit, I can understand their disappointment though. You're our brigade's main selling point after all. That's what I'm saying. She's so cool. Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into ranks. I mean, listen, he's not wrong, but that's not what makes her cool. She's just cool, okay? It's not really the way she looks. And that's not what you should be aiming for. Anyway, keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple of gals into the brigade? You all just froze up with your mouths gaping like a bunch of scarecrows. They deserved it then. The awkward silence and weird expressions left quite an impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us, but after that, they both told me they were too uncomfortable to stick around. Understandable. Hey, didn't we agree to never. Which voice was this? Who knows? Hey, didn't we agree to never bring that up again?
Uh, Wait, are you serious? Why have I never heard of this?
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once in a lifetime moment like that, and you weren't even gonna tell me?
Oh my god, that's funny.
All right, all right. We can tell you about it later. Now's not the time. Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham, not Hashim. That's the opposite. Get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
Oh my god. I kind of like them. They're fun.
Um, are they always like this?
More or less. There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. Useful, but that also implies that when the girl showed up, there was nothing going on in their minds. Which is kind of hilarious. Anyway, um, if someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. If that doesn't then put an end to it,
then you just challenge them to fight. I mean, at least it's simple, right? But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously at the point running around in the background. Oh my god, this is amazing. I love this. Anyway, being direct and getting it out of our system as soon as things come up is better than keeping everything bottled up and never talking about it. Now that's true. That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them. It's hard to stop once you get used to it, though I can never do that when I'm with the Homayanis. Hey, just tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your bickering. Yeah, I heard her. Laugh. Told you. Told you we gotta focus on the investigation first. I drew up a map. Right here, here's the spot. We'll find the merchant's caravan responsible for getting rid of the Khan al-Ahmad's looted goods. All you gotta do is wait and ambush them in the evening. They'll have no idea what hit them. Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my regards to everyone else in the brigade as well. Brigade? Brigade. Will do. Stay safe there. Let's go. That's not. That is where we're going. Shade upon red silk. How much? I went Swedish for a moment there. Is it just me or am I just blind and no? Why does it always switch? I don't know why it does this, but it actually just switches what. That's where we're going? Like what? Apparently that is where we're going. Um, I swear I can have connected thoughts. It always switches what quest I'm like active on for no reason really, and I can't figure out why. It just does it sometimes, and then I'm like, where are we going? Because I don't think this is it. This should be the place. Let's find a spot to hide and bide our time. Never mind, I'm ruining, I'm ruining the nice music. It's gonna come down to fight one way or another, so let's all be careful.
No need to worry. He knows his way around the fight.
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that we probably shouldn't go too hard on the enemy. After all, we still need to get the information out of them. And in other words, she's like, just don't kill them, yeah?
Ah, the sky.
Ah, here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance to react and end this quickly.
Let's go.
Yes! I get to fight as her! Ha 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 ha! Sorry. She is so badass. You got stuck in the floor. There you go. Honestly, I'm just gonna do this for a moment though. Bye. Ah, I really wish I would have gotten her, but Next time, maybe. Ugh. Sattar. Sattar. Like hattar. Anyway, my brain makes random associations. You're the flame main. The flame alchemist. I'm rewatching Fullmetal Alchemist and it's so good and I keep referencing things now. Good. That saves me an introduction. Alright. Time for a little talk. Are your buddies with Dakan al Ahmad now? Tell me, what are they after? Huh. You know the code of being a mercenary, just like everyone else. The first rule is to never divulge key information about our employer. What makes you think I'd talk? Hmm. Hmm. That may have worked on I'm an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect your reputation. Think about it though. What's your reputation worth if you don't have the other tools you need to succeed with in this line of work? Tools like, I don't know, your limbs or your eyes? Yes, ma'am. Also, it went with the creepy, fluttery music suddenly. You've got 5 seconds. You might want to think twice about how much your employer's information is worth to you.
Wow.
It's alright, Paimon. I'm not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way. 2 seconds. I'll save you the trouble. Did he faint? Did he kill himself? What? What? Huh? Are you crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue. He did try to kill himself. Yikes. That is not what I expected. That went dark. Um, quickly, search the area for any first aid supplies. With Dai's emergency treatment, the bleeding in Satar's mouth is brought under control. I definitely didn't expect him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound wasn't too deep and he just passed out from the pain. Reasonable explanation, a reasonable reaction, honestly.
Mm.
Sorry. I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by threatening them. I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny us some intel.
Well, he's out cold for now. We can just wait for him to wake up, but maybe it's not a good idea to interrogate him any further. What should we do?
How about we follow him? Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again after that. He might have just he might just hurt himself again if we start asking. There are a lot of goods around here. Let's search the area. Maybe we'll be able to find something. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, those are arrows. There's some weapons in the boxes, as well as a bunch of medicine and bandages. It seems like the Khan Al Ahmad is really up to no good. I mean, medicine is a good thing, but like weapons, maybe not so much. There are a lot of daily necessities like food and water in the boxes. Boxes? Apparently, yeah, words are hard today. It doesn't seem like there's anything noteworthy.
What about these? I found a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it. Maybe it's a record or something.
Well, that's convenient. Let me take a look. If this really is a merchant's caravan, they should have a record of their transactions. Hmm. Yep, I see an entry for Dakan al Amar right here. Kusa... Kusaila. Kusaila Idrisi. Bashar and Tikriti? That's not correct. All familiar names. The Khan Alamar has been trading for a hefty supply of food, weapons, and medicine. It seems that in the past, they used to receive some Khan knowledge as well. This caravan is just one link in their logistics chain. Once in the rainforest, the caravan will exchange the looted goods for Mora, and the funds will then be passed to a specific person, person, specific per, person. Uh, yeah, I give up. That person will then pack the caravan full of necessary goods, which will then be brought right back to the Khan Alamar. Wait, why is there no Mora value recorded for the final transaction? Hmm?
No value?
Yeah, every transaction before the last one was marked with an exact amount of Mora, but the final one, where they paid everything for everything to be brought back to the desert, was simply marked as delivered. Just happened to cancel each other out. That would be bad, right, for business? Hmm, perhaps, but they couldn't have known how much they would make off selling the loot. They do not care about profit margins. Do they not care about profit margins at all? That's what I was talking about. Anyway, the next part of the record is the goods themselves. There are a lot of entries. Everything was probably sourced from the rainforest. Huh? Shasaman Homayani. Her parents as well.
Oyamani? You mean Damyazad's family? Uh, could it just be another family with the same last name?
I'd be surprised to find someone with the exact same first and last name. Shasaman Homayani is Dunyazado's father, the head of the Homayani family. Just what the heck is going on here? Let's analyze this. I'm sorry, you're right. I'll consider what we found and not jump to conclusions just yet. But what this confirms is that the Homayani family has been providing goods for to Dakan and Amar.
What if the Homayanis have been kept in the dark and don't know what they've been trading with the Khan Alamar?
That's a possibility. But if that was the case, why has this caravan specifically named Shazaman as their person of contact? They could have just as easily bought Karavan Ribat or Port Ormos. If Shazaman was actually aware of this, then perhaps he's been supplying the brigade's operations this entire time. But what was his job again? I don't remember. Yeah, funding violence and looting. The brigade gets the goods and he is paid the proceeds from the sale of the loot.
But why would he do something like this? It's not like the Homayanis are in need of money.
I honestly have no idea. Maybe he's bored. I've been to their estate many times and I never noticed anything suspicious. The only potentially large expenditure I can think of would be the treatment cost for Dunyazado's Eliezer. Maybe they borrowed a lot of money, but that's still just a speculation. I don't think the master would stoop so low to make Mora. I don't think Dunyasado knows anything about this either. You're probably right. I know my lady's personality. She wouldn't deliberately keep something like this from us. Sorry.
But what do we do now? All we found is just another mystery.
If we want to get to the bottom of this, we won't be able to turn back. Hmm. If you ask me, we already have no choice but confront her about this. I'm not worried it's too early to make. I'm not worried it's too early to make a verdict yet. I still have faith in the Homayanis. Let's go find my lady again. We'll tell her everything and see if she's willing to lend us her support. If we're lucky, we can not only figure out the mystery of this paper, but also follow the trail of breadcrumbs to the people responsible at the Khan Alamar.
Um, Daya, are you sure this is the best decision? What if instead of getting the help we need, we just up revealing everything we've discovered to the enemy?
I've considered that possibility, but still, I want to tell her what we've found. I think I owe her that much. True friendship is built on trust. She shows genuine concern for me when we break. I can't repay her kindness without suspicion. That is not the word. That's not how I deal with people. I know.
You're right. Paimon wants to trust Danyazada too.
I hope we'll be able to help her too. I hope we'll be of help to her. Yeah, let's pay another visit to Sumera City. Dum, dum, I'm just gonna go to this one. So I'm gonna quickly see if I can open that thing. There we go. There we go. Okay. I'm so used to having um what's his face? I mean Brian, but the Wanderer that like moving so slow now. We're back, my lady.
Nope.
You're back a lot sooner. You mustn't have run into any trouble then. Well, how did it go? What did you come up with? Actually, still investigating. It's just that we've discovered something strange. I see. The clues you found have led you back to the city? Something like that, yes. You all look a little dispirited. Whatever you found must not have been very encouraging after all. Why don't you discuss it with me? Maybe I'll be able to say something to cheer you up. It's okay, my lady. It's not so much about me being upset with my father or anything like that. Um, how should I put this? So something is wrong. Even the traveler and Paimon have been uncharacteristically quiet. On the other day, Paimon would have already waved to me with a smile and shouted,
Danyazado, we're back.
yeah, that is what she would have done. So tell me, what happened?
Um, well,
My lady, please prepare yourself for what we're going to tell you next. It concerns the master? You mean my father? Okay, I understand. Don't worry about me. I'll listen as attentively as I can. They managed to explain the result of the investigation to Danielzado. My father has been supplying goods to the Khan Alamar? Yeah, it makes as little sense to us as it does to you. I've never doubted that the monsters in I'm starting again. I've never doubted the master's integrity, so I'm having a real hard time rationalizing how he could even support an infamous brigade like them. Maybe he's not actually aware of this full story and just stumbled into the deal by accident. That feels unlikely, though. I can't help but agree with the traveler.
huh? You mean you feel the same way, Danyazada?
Thank you for sharing this information with me. Since you've told me everything you know, I should also tell you about some doubts that I've been harboring for quite a while. In the past, I thought my father hired a bodyguard for me on a way to get lost. However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the Corps of 30. Why did my father go out of his way to hire Daya? About well, what just happened to my phone? Maybe someone called, which I'm not gonna answer because that's not my Japanese phone. The Homayanis really needed bodyguards, so they reached out to the Blazing Beasts. Later, the master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries he'd ever seen, that I should stick around to become one of his bodyguards. He offered me a pile of Mora, so I just signed on. Well, but that didn't really answer my question. Just think about it. Why did my father specifically reach out to the Blazing Beasts? Maybe the corpse just didn't have anyone available. Or maybe someone recommended us. Even much thought. I think I get what you're saying. You think none of this was a coincidence. Oh, precisely. At first glance, nothing seems strange or out of place. What is happening? Sorry. It just keeps lighting up, and I'm like, what are you doing? Who wants anything? Who needs me? Well, not enough, because I didn't even leave a message. Okay. I should just put it away. Normally I have it closed. But yeah. Um At first glance, nothing seems strange or out of place. But there are many parts of the story that don't actually make any sense. If my father had always been in contact with Dakan al Ahmad, then it wouldn't make sense for him to bring Dega into our house.
You mean the goal all along was to get Dea to be your bodyguard?
No, no, no. That's too much of a stretch. I cut all ties with my father a long time ago. He has no control over my life anymore. But that still doesn't rule out the possibility that your father has still been trying to influence your life without your knowing. Hmm. So, the master was not likely an innocent victim in all this. That's what things are looking like at this point.
Sorry we put all this on you so suddenly, Danyazado.
It's okay, Paimon. I should actually be thanking you. Regardless of his reasons, if my father has truly been funding a violent group of mercenaries, then it's my duty to bring him back to reason. But is that really the right thing to do? My father's committed many atrocities. Atrocities. There we go. Atrocities, and deserve all the punishment that he has coming to him. I have serious sympathy for him. You may call me an ungrateful child, but my feelings will remain the same. However, the Homayanis family has treated me with nothing but generosity and kindness. If we decide to investigate this further, we should we could end up implicating the entire Homayani family, and would be biting the hand that fed me all these years.
Aya,
It's all right, Aya. If anyone were to ask, you could always say that I'm the one who instructed you to go get to the bottom of this. You don't have to do that, my lady, because I'm afraid of taking responsibility. Besides, you're the one we should all be worried about right now.
hey, it's still too early to give up hope. What was the thing about friendship again?
True friendship is built on trust.
Right, yeah, trust. You said that yourself, Daya. Besides, there's no point in getting all riled up before we even confirmed all the facts.
If your trust is in place, then he probably has many conflicting feelings as well. Thank you, everyone. That makes a lot of sense. I guess I should always remember the true trust that I've placed in people. In which case, my lady, could you ask the master to come out and have a chat with us? Sure thing. I also hope he'll be able to give us a logical explanation. Let's meet at the usual place then.
The usual place? Ah, right.
We're going to that one, right? This is too far up. Who knew? Who knew? Guess that's what we're doing. There aren't any hidden chests here or anything, right? Okay, I mean, there's no sunset now, obviously, but I remember this place with the sunset. That's just like how my memory went. Oh, right, the sunset place. Thank you for doing so. Please allow me to use these two. This is Luan. Next to him is his travel companion Paimon. Yes, my daughter has mentioned them from time to time. It's a privilege to finally meet them in person. But we may skip all the present pleasantries for now. What important matter you wish to discuss with me today? He looks grumpy, though. Are we sure about this? Well, we wanted to bring this transaction record to your attention. There's something on this record that we're all pretty curious about. And Shazam. Nope, that's not the name. I just Shazaman. Okay, that was not slow enough for me to read. So that's what you found, huh? Seems like I can't keep everything from you much longer. If you don't mind, I would like an explanation. Well, it's a long and difficult story, and to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing. What I do know, though, Daya, is that the truth will bring you no solace. If you will languish. Wait, me? Yes, I understand perfectly why you came to me, and I am touched by your collective commitment to the right thing. But knowledge always comes at a price. And sometimes, as they say, sure, but you also need to make a decision, like an informed decision. Your father, Kusaila, and I both believe that. Of course, you have the right to seek and learn the truth, but I must warn you that the fact of this matter may reduce everything you've built for yourself into sand blowing in the wind. If you must proceed, then Kusaila's heartfelt effort will also fade into the wind like a mirage. His heartfelt efforts? I'm sorry, fellow. I've made it this far in life without a single drop of my father's support. I have my own ideals and ways of looking at the world, as well as people and causes that I've chosen to cherish. None of these things have anything to do with him. I came here today to support you as the head of the Holmayani family. No warning will change my stance on that. I understand. Then let me tell you a little story. Our family once needed to take a trip to the desert when the Nyazado was just a baby. On the way, we were attacked by bandits. I was like, are they siblings? Is she like a baby that was theirs? No, probably not. They had superior numbers and quickly overpowered our bodyguards. When all seemed lost, a group of passerby Eremites lent us their support. Those Eremites were Kusaila's brigade, Dakan al-Amar. Kusalia's men told me that the attackers were Eremite mercenaries just like themselves. I was shocked. Why would Dakan al-Amar go to fellow Eremites? Kusaila was grinning and walked over to play with baby Dunyazada. She was startled by his unfamiliar face and nearly started crying. Well, kind of a reasonable reaction if just a strange man shows up suddenly. Really? I never knew. He said that he had no particular reason to help us. He just took pity on us because he had a daughter about the same age. Aww. We started talking about our children, and I sensed that he was a devoted father. To repay his kindness, I hired his brigade to help out at our estate for a time, and offered everyone generous remuneration. So that's what happened. It was many years before I saw him again. Why? Okay. I almost didn't recognize him the next time he came knocking at my door. How is that her father? They look nothing alike. Like, she has such a cool character design, and he's just another NPC. Like, they should at least be, like, kind of similar, right? Um, the man I knew to be strong and healthy had been reduced to a shell of himself. He couldn't even walk anymore without his cane. So what happened to him? He was perfectly fine when I left the brigade. I'm not too sure myself. The only thing that didn't change was his cherry disposition. He said there was absolutely nothing to worry about and that he had gotten into a fight, that was all. He then suddenly asked me if Dunyazado, now that she had grown, would need a bodyguard of her own. At the time, Dunyazad was going through a particularly severe bout of her Eleazar. There was no need for her to have a bodyguard when she could barely leave the house. So he kept coming back to the topic. Come on, it never hurts to be safe. How do you know a bodyguard won't come in handy one day? I was completely lost at first, until he recommended the Blazing Beast, and in particular a mercenary named Dea.
So, he was the one who recommended Thea to you.
Indeed. He didn't say it out loud, but it was clear that he saw the Relics as an evil group, who would eventually corrupt every member in their acts. He was already beyond redemption, but he hoped that he would be able to detach his daughter from the vicious world of mercenary life. If Daya could stay in my house and keep working as a bodyguard, then gradually her affinity for the desert would decrease, and she'd be able to leave her previous life behind.
And that's why you offered her such a generous compensation?
Yes, but not just because of that. From the moment that he asked me for that favor, I also began to see Daya as my own daughter. Oh my god, why is this such a cute story? Why would this like break her heart? This is just. And that's also why I tried to persuade you to stay when you asked for permission to leave. I was willing to spend however much it took. Kusaila saved my daughter, and all those years ago in the desert. I could never refuse him entrusting his daughter to me. He was always like that, acting like he was oh so smart and self-righteous. He's so cool. Maybe because okay, so he was like fully human, right? Dad. So maybe her mom, the one he doesn't know, is the one like who gave her the cat ears and stuff. Kusaila said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of Dea's fees. I refused to take any more from him, but he always sent me funds anyway. Eventually, I just accepted them as a token of his gratitude. That went on for a while until I received another letter from him a few years ago. The letter contained a request to help him buy food, weapons, medicine, and even explosive materials.
Wait, isn't that around the time that the Khan al Ahmad started becoming more aggressive?
That's right. When I started to hear some nasty rumors, I became wary and wanted to meet him face to face to discuss things. But by then, he was no longer receptive to my request to talk. If I had to guess, it's probably because he doesn't want to put Daya at risk. But by the same token, he should have also stopped asking you for materials. That thought occurred to me as well. I figured he probably came to me for help because he had nobody else to turn to. After some deliberation, maybe it's not him at all, actually. Like maybe someone else like impersonating him that found out about their like relationship or whatever. Like their connection. Decided to use it. Because it's not like they could have like a Skype and stuff. I decided sending some food and medicine requests for explosives and weaponry. I am aware that even such a reduced gesture of support could lead to others coming to harm, but I could not simply reject his plea for help. In the end, it probably was the wrong decision. I plugged my ears to the rumors and just chose the solution that made me feel least guilty about myself. If you can, please tell me where he is now. None of the things he's doing right now makes any sense if he's just trying to keep me from getting tangled up in his world. If all he wants to do is steer clear of me, then maybe he shouldn't have brought me into the this world in the first place. Maybe, but like to be fair, he didn't know you were a thing. um,
Oh no, Naya, please don't feel that way.
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head around his actions. Maybe there's another way of looking at all this. Can you try to believe him just one more time? Maybe there's another way. Another way? I don't know. I knew him and he was nothing more than a childish brute. I can't understand what's going through his head. But I guess you do have a point. We haven't uncovered the whole truth yet. We still need to figure out his exact actions and reasoning for these last few years. I'll do my best to help. Of course, anything between the two of you would need to be resolved between you and him alone. I don't know Kusari, but outside of supporting his brigade with some goods, I tried my best to avoid getting involved any further with him. However, however, I mean, it kind of sounded like it still. However, there's a man named Jawad. He used to be a mercenary in the desert and is now a member of the Corps of 30. He's responsible for supplying weapons and liaising with the Khan al-Amar's mercenary caravan. I think you should know Kusaila's whereabouts. I've heard that he likes to have a few drinks alone and enjoy the cool wind at night outside of the tavern. Maybe you'll be able to find him there. Understood. Thank you, sir. Sorry. Then I guess this is bye for now. Unless I'll stay and be with my father here. To be honest, I'm still a little dazed and haven't finished processing everything quite yet. My father has indeed done something wrong, think but if I think about it, I'm also not sure if there's a right way to handle this problem. I feel like our only course of action is to turn everything we know over to the Corps of 30 and let them run their judgment. Yes, I am prepared to accept whatever verdict they choose. It is time to face my mistakes. Good. Most people can't do that, so that's already a huge thing. Also, I think I need to actually head off and uh, get ready for tomorrow's school and everything. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. It was really fun, and my voice is kind of it ended up being like a slightly shorter thing today, but it was still fun. I just wanted to get a little bit of Genshin out there. It's been so hot recently, and I got kind of sick. That it's been hard to recover. I don't want to do more, so I will. And that's why this is also shorter, and also my voice is going. I think. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks, and yeah, see you next time, and take care of yourself. Yeah, we should have another call soon. And yes, you